Nuggets beat the Heat last night in Game 5, winning the NBA championship. Didn't watch a minute of it.
I didn't watch, but maybe just a few minutes of it. And again, it was another one of those inspiring things for me. I hope I can get the guys right. Nolkovic, is that the center?
Joker. Yeah. Joker.
Yes, yeah. Joker, the one that won it. Well, he was supposedly the lowest ranked drafted player ever to win the NBA's final MVP. It was talking about his country and where he came from, and it was an amazing little story about how he's led his team to where he is. And I thought it was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. Where is he from? Do you never remember?
I can't remember right off the top of my head.
That sounds Russian or
that's what
Eastern
I was about
European
to say.
of some sort, right?
I was even going to say Ukrainian. It was something.
Okay.
It was something in that area.
All right. Speaking of Joker, Novak Djokovic wins the French Open as well. That would be his third French Open and 23rd Grand Slam, which sets the all-time record. Do you watch tennis?
Not much tennis.
Not much. I actually love watching the Grand Slams, and I tell people, if you're not a tennis fan, if you haven't been watching, you've been missing out, because you've had Roger Federer, who has 20 Grand Slams, Rafael Nadal, who has 22 Grand Slams, and Novak Djokovic now, who has 23 Grand Slams. So to put that in perspective, Pete Sampras, who was my favorite player back in the 90s and 2000, he set the record at 14. So it's as if you've had 3 Michael Jordans at once, all competing against each other in a small time frame here in the history of tennis. And, that never ever happens.
No, that's pretty inspiring feat there as well, to see those same guys. I mean, if like you said, if you were looking to enjoy a sport, this is the time to enjoy it, because there are a lot of great athletes in it right now.
No question. But congratulations to Djokovic for winning that. It was again a pretty spectacular, and he's just 36. I mean, I say just. Used to you were retiring in tennis at 30, 35.
That's what I was about to ask. What is the ceiling on a tennis player?
Used to be, I mean, it was mid-30s you were done.
Right.
Now you can play until you're 40.
So there's a couple Tom Brady's out there.
I think human beings are just they take better care of themselves. There are all these different modern medicine, I guess. It's a lot to it, but it seems like people's prime lasts a lot longer than it used to, for sure.
Right.
Major League Baseball season continuing on. Braves. Last I saw, they were in rain delay up in Detroit. So we'll maybe keep an eye on that one as we move forward in tonight's show. As I mentioned, we do have a guest tonight. Will be joining us around 7:30-ish. So certainly stay tuned for that. Tell us a little bit about who's going to give us a call.
We're going to have a good friend of ours, friend of my family. He's now a preferred walk-on by Hugh Freeze. The first offer that Hugh put out there is a preferred walk-on. John Colvin. He's a left-handed quarterback out of Mountain Brook. He's took his last 2 years and been, I think it was 26-5 at Mountain Brook, 50 touchdowns, 4,500 passing yards. Led his team also this year in basketball to the state title game, can dunk a basketball. So obviously, if Hugh's going to put a preferred walk-on out there, he's a pretty special little athlete to be able to have an offer like that at a Division I school.
Yeah, definitely. So John Colvin,
that's right,
from Mountain Brook, going to join us. He is now working out. He is enrolled in school, and
yes, they've been at it about 3 weeks or so now.
Yeah.
So
it'd be interesting to see from a player's perspective. We always talk about these voluntary workouts.
That's right.
And, what it's like in the summer. And a lot of people say this is when great teams are built. Yeah. It's in these summer workouts.
And hopefully he's going to give us a little enlightenment on that. We want to ask him some questions of how the throwing sessions are going now with the new receivers, the new tight ends. Just how he's learning with all those other quarterbacks out there. How friendly is Ashford? How friendly is Garner? Are these guys being coaches? Or are they all out there just competing together,
Yeah. Certainly, hopefully it will be very enlightening. We will see. We are brought to you each and every Tuesday evening by JR's Sports Bar and Grill, a wonderful place to have lunch or dinner right here in downtown Alexander City. They got a great menu. They got a great atmosphere, great people there at JR's Sports Bar and Grill. Also brought to you each and every Tuesday evening by Sunshine Heating and Air. For all your heating and cooling needs, give them a call today. Sunshine Heating and Air. Kevin Kill always looking out for you, and certainly with the heat and the temperature rising, everybody's air conditioning needs to be in good working order. That is for sure. All right, when we come back, we will look at something. Brett and Randy talked a little bit about this today. We'll take a look at it, talk a little bit about it. Athlon ranking the 2023 SEC rosters. Where does Alabama rank? Where does Auburn rank? What do the other rankings look like? They have like basically the average recruiting ranking. They have the record for the last 4 years for these teams. Auburn's conference record, not good. Not good. So, and that's not a surprise considering the last few coaches that Auburn has had. We'll see if Hugh Freeze can turn that around. We're going to go ahead and take our first break here on Sports Blitz Live, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Forbes Auto Sales, located on Highway 280 in Kellyton, is all about selection and service. Selection of clean, sharp used cars, trucks, and SUVs selected by Robert Forbes himself. Service. Forbes Auto Sales is all about servicing vehicles on the lot, but also servicing your personal vehicle. Keep this in mind. If you don't see what you're looking for on the lot, just tell old Robert to go shopping for you. That's what he does. Personal service, and that's what it's all about at Forbes Auto Sales in Kellyton.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin, comfort for life.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumber yard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
Farmers and Merchants Bank of Dadeville is building a foundation of strength and trust in the entire Lake Martin community. With our modern branch in Dadeville and caring, attentive staff, we've established Farmers and Merchants Bank as a reliable friend to your banking needs. Whether it's just a savings or checking account or any commercial, auto, or real estate loan, Farmers has local decision-making to build a relationship with you and your needs. Farmers and Merchants Community Bank. Strength, service, community.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live, Andy and Jim here with you. I'm taking you up to 9 o'clock this evening on the show tonight. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Give us a call. Let us know what's on your mind, 256-234-6221. Got a great guest, John Colvin, former quarterback from
Mountain Brook.
That's correct. It went in, and it just fell out of my ear. Mountain Brook, now a walk-on at Auburn University, will join us hopefully in the next segment. But first, Athlon, which is, the Athlon been around forever. They're always coming out with these SEC previews. National College Football previews. They rank the 2023 SEC rosters. No surprise, they have Alabama's at number 1. We looked at a couple of weeks ago, blue chip ratio which is basically 4 and 5 stars on your roster. Alabama's 90% of their roster was 4 and 5 stars. You know what Auburn's was?
50s.
51.
Yeah.
We were just scraping over the line. 51%. So now 51%, that ain't bad, but it's certainly not 90%. So Alabama over the last 5 years has an average class ranking in the recruiting rankings 1.4, which 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1. That's been their class ranking, and because of that, their record's 62-7, and in conference 37-5. As opposed to that, Auburn has had the 15th ranked class on average, number 11, number 7, number 19, number 21, number 17 last year. Overall record 34-28. Conference record 18-23. 18-20. 5 games below 500 for the Auburn Tigers, sitting at number 7 on the list. So a wide gap, and that gap ain't closing fast enough for me.
No, that's when you look at the true numbers on the page, it's eye-popping because of how many classes, the top level, that Alabama, Georgia, LSU has just stacked and stacked and stacked. If we're building a house, they built a pretty damn big house.
Yeah, and it's not the straw one.
No.
It's the brick house.
Yeah.
Notice here, there's like levels. You got Alabama, Georgia, LSU, and Texas A&M. Alabama, the 1.4. Georgia, the average class, 2.4. LSU, the average number, 6. 6th in the country. Texas A&M, 6.8. So right about the 7th best class in the country. Then you have a significant gap. You got Florida, Tennessee, Auburn, in the teens, 12, 14, 15. Then you got another big gap, a 10, space gap. You got Ole Miss, Arkansas, Mississippi State, Kentucky, all in the 20s. Then you got South Carolina and Missouri in the 30s. Then you got poor Vandy down there at 48, or basically 49. So, but you look at it, and this might as well be the finishing, the prediction for how these teams are going to finish in the league.
Oh, yeah. As far as, if you go off the average and you're seeing that, 1 and 2 at Alabama, that's typically where they finish the season at, in that top 4 or 5 teams. You got an outlier thrown in there in that Texas A&M. They shouldn't be. They've got that 6.8 of talent, but they've got a 0-point negative coach over there that's killing that talent.
They're certainly not getting their money's worth right now.
No.
There's the other outlier too, Kentucky. Down there at number 11, 20. The average class about basically like the average class 28th.
Yes.
In the country yet. Their record 20-22.
Yeah,
better than Auburn's.
I would say Mark is doing a great job.
Mark Stoops been there for, golly, he's been there probably 10 years now.
At least, yeah.
And you're right. He does more with less, I think, than probably anybody in the SEC. Now, are they ever going to win a state title? A state title. Are they ever going to win an SEC title? Probably not. I would bet against it.
Yeah, I would definitely bet against it because I can't see the hump that they got ahead of them in that Tennessee and the Georgia. I can't see them in Florida jumping that hump.
Well, what do you? I mean, you know, then you got to ask yourself, what's good enough?
Well, that's what I was about to say. As an alumni, what are you happy with? Are you happy with your 8-4s, 9-3s, and occasional 10
winning
season?
bowl games?
Yeah. Yeah, you got to know what your ceiling is, and I mean, I think that Kentucky would be happy there being that 9-3, 10-2.
Well, as Dirty Harry said, a man's got to know his limitations.
That's correct.
And if you don't, well, you're setting yourself up for disappointment, unfortunately. So, can you what can Hugh Freeze do? You know, in the short term. Well, what he's done, bringing in, you know, from the transfer portal, bringing in new guys, increasing the talent level at Auburn. How much can he improve? What do you know, this is something we'll talk about a little bit later, but this fan survey, one of the questions was, where do you think Hugh Freeze's first recruiting class is going to finish? Are we going to remain? Is it just Auburn? Can you not get in that top 5? Or is it, you know, can Hugh Freeze take Auburn to that kind of level?
Well, I mean, you know, this day and age, there's a lot of variables to be able to do that. You know, he used to be in an era when he was at Ole Miss that you recruited guys and you got them there because of the program. You got them there because of facilities. Now you got to get them there, but then you got to show them a checkbook. You know, most of them are wanting something extra to go with it.
Yeah.
You know, I was watching, oh gosh, what's Colorado's coach blank in my head now? Dion. I was watching Dion. He made a great speech the other day about this whole process. He said, you've got kids right now that are coming out of school and coming to Colorado, and the first words out of their mouth is, how much you going to give me, coach? And he says, boys, I ain't giving you a thing because you ain't earned it. Mm-hmm. His belief is if you don't earn it, he wants you to get there. He said, now, if you get here, I'll build your name, we'll build you some money. And he said, we'll chase the league money. He said, I want you to go to the NFL. He said, but for you to walk out of high school and walk in my office and ask me for a check, he said, ain't going to happen.
Well, now, that's the way NIL is supposed to work.
That's right.
Now, the problem with that is that's easy to say.
Yeah.
But when everybody else is, those guys aren't going to come to Colorado.
Right.
Because somebody else said, okay, here's the check.
Correct.
So,
yeah, and if you follow that theory, you know, you're exactly right. Your Alabamas and Georgias and people that are willing to go ahead and put up front that money, especially at Tennessee. They got a quarterback sitting over there, what was he, $7-8 million for his NIL deal?
What they say.
Hadn't even thrown a pass.
Yeah.
So what if something happens and he never throws a pass?
Well, how much would the Ewers kid at Ohio State? Didn't he get $1 million? He never played down at Ohio State.
That's I think that's what Dion's alluding to and other people are alluding to. We're paying for goods and services that we don't even know if we're going to receive.
Well, I've said it, you know, many, many times. And technically, it's still illegal to buy high school football recruits.
Yeah.
NIL is supposed to be for college athletes and for high school athletes, I guess, to cash in on your fame, but, you know, and be able to capitalize on your name, image, and likeness. But, you know, essentially it's all turned into buying high school football recruits, which you're technically not supposed to be able to take. But, you know, it doesn't always work out that way, but that's just – I guess that's neither here nor there. That's just kind of the way the world works right now. But anyway, all right. So we're up against another break here. But again, we got a guest coming up in the next segment or the next. I'm not 100% sure. We'll see. But John Colvin, former high school quarterback here in the state of Alabama, now a walk-on at Auburn University. We'll go ahead and take a break. We'll be back with more right after these messages.
Are you in the mood to hit the road and travel in style? Then head on over to Opelika RV. You'll receive huge savings on travel trailers, lightweight campers, and fifth wheels by KZ, Sanibel, and Starcraft. Not only will you get the best prices around at Opelika RV, they also have a parts and service center to ensure you're always ready to enjoy a no-hassle road trip. Visit Opelika RV today for superior service and prices. Opelika RV, located at 6752 Highway 280 East in Opelika, or give them a call at 334-742-9160.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City.
You want the best opportunity to be successful in life. You deserve that opportunity. Well, you just happens to be in our motto. Central to you, central to your success. Your future is right now. Don't wait. Make your dreams a reality by enrolling at Central Alabama Community College. Register today at cacc.edu.
Looking for an attorney you can trust for your real estate closings? Wisdom Law Firm at Lake Martin has you covered. Your real estate transactions are fast, convenient, and professional every step of the way. Wisdom Law is certified and licensed by the American Land and Title Association and approved by all local lenders. Visit Wisdom Law Firm at 6366 Highway 49 in Dadeville or at their Auburn location at 2353 Bent Creek Road. No communication concerning a lawyer's legal services shall be published or broadcast unless it contains the following language, which shall be clearly legible or audible as the case may be. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Alex City Internal Medicine and Nephrology and Weight Loss Center provides optimum care for the whole person. Dr. Dimo Popov specializes in the prevention and diagnosis of high blood pressure, kidney disease, diabetes, and acute and chronic conditions. Our weight loss clinic offers lipo shots and a guide to healthy weight loss. Alex City Internal Medicine and Nephrology and Weight Loss Center, where lifestyle changes are made.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen-printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Jim here with you. About 30 more minutes left to go in the first hour of tonight's program. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. We're going to go to the phone line and welcome in Mr. John Colvin. John, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here. It's a little fuzzy, but I'm here.
Okay. Well, let me know if you can't understand me. But we really appreciate you being with us tonight. How about just tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm John. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. I played football my whole life. And, played high school football at Mountain Brook High School, and it was a dream come true that I was able to come to Auburn on a walk-on. I always wanted to come to Auburn, and I just enrolled, and I'm here this summer, and my freshman year, and I just got here about 2 weeks ago.
Well, obviously, high school football fans around this state certainly recognize what you did at Mountain Brook. Why go and be a walk-on at Auburn? I'm sure you probably could have gone maybe to a smaller school and got a scholarship.
Right. Yeah, I had definitely had interest. I could have moved on, but I'd grown up an Auburn fan my whole life, and I knew Auburn was where I wanted to go to school. And when I got that preferred walk-on offer from Coach Freeze, I just knew that it was where I wanted to be, and that I always wanted to be at Auburn. And I just growing up being such a big Auburn fan, just it was easy for me to come to this school as a preferred walk-on instead of going somewhere smaller.
Hey, John, this is Jim. I wanted to ask you a question real quick. Tell us about, as fans sitting here watching, and for you, what the surreal moment, describe it when the first time you went out there on that practice field with those other players in this player-only practice, player-led practice right now, what does it feel to be out there with guys that like you watched on TV?
Right. It's definitely surreal. I mean, just the amount of talent that's on like this team or in college football, just the amount of talent around the board, like the amount of depth. Everyone's big, everyone's fast, everyone's super athletic, and that was just kind of a big shock to me. Just the amount of skill that is on this team, and just the amount of athleticism and size of these guys that play in the SEC.
Well, you've now, like you said, you've been on campus for a couple of weeks now. How are the practices going?
They're going well. We mainly just have, for right now during the summer, we only allotted a certain amount of time per week with the staff and coaches, but we have workouts and conditioning, and we have two or three meetings with our position coaches per week, mixed in with classes every day, and but it's going well. It's been fun. I mean, it's just fun to, you create those bonds. That's when you create bonds with your teammates, is during the summer, just working out together and just getting better together. And so it's just forming relationships. So
now,
help us out for the year.
Now, speaking of those relationships, I know you're getting some sessions out there of throwing with these wide receivers and getting to meet the other quarterbacks. Who's somebody that stood out to you that's been a friend to you, helping you out, teaching the ropes?
Sawyer Pate, he's another preferred walk-on quarterback, but he has really just kind of put me under his arm, and he just helped me out, just introduced me to people, got me out there throwing, etc. But he's been a really nice mentor to me, and we both had the same high school football coach. So there was a connection there from the beginning, and he's really been helping me out.
Well, you mentioned, you got the preferred walk-on offer from Coach Freeze. What's your thoughts about Coach Freeze?
I think he is a great coach. He's very relatable. For the times he's talked to the teams, you can just tell that he really means what he says. When he's a faith-based man, and he's just really relatable coach that you could talk to anything about with him. And I think that's something new that's coming with Auburn this year. It's just a coach that's just easy to talk to and understands stuff.
So on that side of things as well, everybody's so excited about him being on the Plains. Do you kind of get a feel? You came from a offense that most people that watched high school football and kept up with this 6A top level stuff that you play, a multiple formation thing. It was one of the things of beauty, I called it, at Mountain Brook, because you guys would line up in a formation 1 second, then 2 seconds before you snap it, you'd change and put 5 linemen on the other side of the field that nobody ever saw coming. Is that prepared you now that you start to learn Hugh's complex offense, or do you feel at home doing that?
100%. I think that our playbook at Mountain Brook was very complex compared to other high schools, and I think that has really, Coach Yeager and Coach Easley both really helped me prepare for this kind of offense. I mean, it's definitely complex too, but I would definitely say that because I went to Mountain Brook with those coaches that had such a complex offense, the change to college football wasn't too difficult, just for the playbook and memorizing plays.
So, John, are you guys, when you go out and do these practices, is the offense all working together and the defense working together, or is everybody working on the same thing?
It's usually for about 15 minutes all individual. So we'll go 15 minutes all individual, whether that be position groups, and then after that all the players get together. From the offense, I only really know the offense of what the quarterbacks do. We go with the wide receivers and tight ends and running backs and just throw for about an hour, and that's our play run practices of Auburn plays that we've been going over.
So now, and to talk about the same thing as workouts, are there specific, you being in the quarterback group, is there specific workouts they've got you guys doing? I know you said you spend an hour throwing together, but when you guys go lift weights, are you doing the same workout that a Jarquez and a Jeremiah is going to be doing, and all those guys, or they have specific things for the quarterbacks?
So it depends. It varies by workout, but most of the time, me and Hank are in a workout group together, and a lot of times, you're right, we'll go off and do our own thing that the coaches and trainers want us to do instead of the workout that like Jarquez Hunter would be doing, but mainly to protect shoulders or just help us with throwing strength. But there's definitely some separate stuff that we have to do.
Well, John, we got to take a break. Do you mind hanging on for one more segment with us?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and take a break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more. And John Coleman going to remain with us, walk-on quarterback at Auburn University. More to come right after this.
Looking to sell your car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than King Honda. As a local family-owned business, we're committed to providing you with the best service and value. Nobody pays you more for your vehicle than King Honda.
You've trusted us for generations. You can trust King Honda to give you top dollar for your vehicle, whether you buy from us or not. Trust in our time-tested tradition of excellence at King Honda.
Visit King Honda today and get top dollar for your vehicle. Located on the corner of Opelika Highway and 280.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Hey, honey, it's Mom. Just wanted to call and check in, see how everything's going. You'll probably say not to worry. Everything is great. But we miss you. I'll call you back later. How are you? Tell me everything.
Everything's great. I love it here.
This is Joseph Dean with Alabama Funeral Homes. As many of you are aware, we had a fire that significantly damaged our facilities. We are in the process of getting those rebuilt. We apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused the families that we serve. I want you to know that we are capable of handling all of your needs at Frederick Dean Funeral Home of Opelika, which will be servicing Alabama Funeral Homes families. We can be reached at our same number, 256-896-4502, or by email at joseph@alabamafuneralhomes.com.
You've dreamed about the perfect house, a place to call your own, and a place to not only stretch out, but to grow. Auto Owners protects your house because to you, it's home. That's simple human sense.
Happy to help, man. I was just over there talking to myself anyway.
Frontline Outfitters provides all your aftermarket parts for your cars, trucks, and as well as your professional tinting solutions for auto, residential, and commercial buildings. Frontline Outfitters also handles vinyl wraps, spray-in bed liners, truck accessories, LED lighting, paint correction and detailing, and much more. Make sure Frontline Outfitters of Alexander City is your first call for tinting and aftermarket solutions. Call us today, 256-409-8100.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Jim here with you for about 20 more minutes in the first hour of tonight's program. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. We're going to go back to the phone line and talk with our guest, John Colvin, walk-on quarterback there at Auburn University, and been fascinating so far. Jim, you had a question.
Yeah, John, for a lot of people out there that are listening that, don't get the access, obviously, that a player does, kind of walk us through a day in the life over there. Do you practice at 6 and go shower and go eat, or do they have the meals scheduled, or just walk us through what you do in a day?
All right, I'll take you through what I did actually this morning. All right, so usually a day consists of, we don't have to get up too early. I get up around 7:45, and we head over to the Wellness Kitchen for breakfast. Wellness Kitchen is every possible breakfast food you could think of. They try to give us the best food they can, and everyone just takes advantage of it and just eats a ton. And then all incoming freshmen have to take a class called Summer Bridge. So that's usually when we go to school, and we have to go to school from 9 to 12. And we got at 12, go straight back to the Wellness Kitchen. We'll get lunch again. And then following that, we get ready for our workouts, which usually start around 2 and end around 4. And that's one day. And then the next day would probably be the same thing. But on top of the lift, there would also be like a team run after the lift.
Okay. And now when you say team, is that entire team, offense and defense?
Yes, the whole team, and we all go through about an hour and a half long agility, speed, conditioning workout.
I'm kind of curious. We've heard a lot about. Now, granted, I know you've only been there 2 weeks, so the coaches are really not really a part of these workouts and things. But Philip Montgomery. Right. Philip Montgomery, a prolific offensive coordinator himself there at Baylor. But how do you think this is going to work between what he wants to do and what Coach Freeze wants to do?
I think their ideas blend, and I think it's really gonna show this fall. I think we've got a lot of players that are gonna shine this year, and there's a lot of talent in the quarterback room and receiver room, and this whole offense, I feel like, is ready to go play. And Coach Montgomery is really a leader, and people like listening to him. And you can tell that the players are bought in and believe in what he tells the team, and it's going to be exciting to see this fall.
Now, speaking of excitement, that. Something else people don't know about you, being a lefty that you are. You're the only lefty we got on the staff over there in that quarterback room. Do you get any odd comments from receivers, running backs, anybody that you throw to about the ball spin coming out different than a righty?
I actually have. For most of my life, I've gone and thrown with people. Usually about the first thing they say is they got to get used to my spin, because I spin the opposite way of righties. Ball spin does, and it's something we got used to. I think it shapes a little bit differently, but other than that, I think they get used to it pretty quickly. But it is surprising at first, I think, for them.
Now, do you have any offense, a Coach Montgomery like he was bringing about? Would they do anything setup-wise, stance, formation stuff for you, that your core base, I call it, their stance? Because you're lefty, or you just do everything opposite the righty does?
They always just, for most of my life, everything's been taught righty, and I just have to, in my mind, flip it, and it's not really an issue for me to do that, but that's what I do.
All right, John, I want you to be honest now. You've been out there.
Right.
You've been out there with these quarterbacks, throwing around. Who spins it the best?
I think there's a lot of talent in the quarterback room. I think there's a lot of people. Everyone brings a unique asset, and
this man's running for office. I'm kidding.
I think everybody thinks a unique asset, but I think Holden, I think Caden, and I think Robbie all throw a great ball. And I think they're all. It's gonna be. We'll see who wins this battle in fall camp. But I think not to mention Hank, the guy in my grade too. He also throws a good ball. I can't say there's the best ball. We'll just see who wins this QB battle in fall camp.
Yeah, we don't want to put you on the spot like that and make you go ahead and announce a winner of that because, like you said, everybody's got their own skill set. You know, Robbie's great at mobility and getting out, and he's got a good touch on a deep ball. But, you know, Holden's got his things, too, he brings to the table. And then, you know, it's yet to be seen about Peyton and what he can bring to the table. And then, like you said, Hank, I've heard him referred to as the baby goat, so he could be bring a whole other skill set. And then, you know, there you are sitting there, a lefty that's completely off the wall, can, you know, dunk a basketball and very athletic. So I think you bring things to the table too.
Yes, sir.
Well, John, anything else? I mean, you know, you probably need to get to bed. I would. You may have
a long day.
You may have an early start tomorrow and a long day today. So.
Well, let me catch you right before you go. First of all, I want to say thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule. You got there working out and running and keeping up with these guys to learn this new offense, for coming on the show. I thank you for that.
Yes, sir.
And the last thing I got for you, totally unfootball related. You're living on one of the greatest campuses in the world. Me and Andy both went down there and just loved the place. There's a lot of people going to be pulling for you every Saturday, all you guys, knowing that y'all are out there working hard during the week trying to make it happen. Tell us something that you've enjoyed in your first 2 or 3 weeks of being down there, non-football related. Is there a favorite place to eat? Is there a pretty girl you saw? Something. Give us something outside of football.
I got you. I'm rooming with 3 other walk-ons. And on weekends, we found the time to go hit up the golf course. And we found a golf course that we like to play at, RTJ.
Yep.
And we've been playing there a couple times, and that's been something fun that we found to do.
Yeah, RTJ is a great place. When I was in school there, they taught golf out there, and I actually learned real quick that I didn't want to play golf. I wanted to fish, because every time I passed one of those ponds, I wanted to go throw a rod in the pond instead of hit the golf ball. So.
I understand that.
John, thank you so much for joining us. Good luck with everything. You're welcome back on the show anytime.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll take another break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Sports Blitz Live right after these messages.
Ladies and gentlemen, the story you're about to hear is true, and the names have been changed because Brubaker Motors has sold to Sons Automotive. You heard right. Brubaker CDJR is now Sons Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Montgomery. Furthermore, Sons Automotive is a family business with dealerships throughout the Southeast. The name Sons Automotive is synonymous with trust, and they care about the communities they're a part of. They're excited to serve the river region, and in the interest of justice, you will be served a sentence of big savings. Sons CDJR of Montgomery. Family owned, family driven.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com. You don't have to ask who, what, or why. Who's Diner is the go-to place for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Conveniently located at the corner of Highway 22 and 280 in Alex City. Who's Diner offers the best meals and the best deals in town. Try our fresh, made-from-scratch pancakes, chicken salad, Philly cheesesteak, or the Who Burger. It doesn't get any better than who? Who's Diner, of course, on the corner of Highway 22 and 280. Who's hungry? The same professionals you've trusted with your urgent care is now your primary health provider. Main Street Family Care. We provide annual physical exams as well as monitoring health conditions such as high blood pressure, diabetes, asthma, and more. All major insurances accepted, Medicaid, Medicare, and have self-pay options to accommodate everyone. See us in Alex City, just across from Walmart. Your care is our primary concern.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
Coast Coastal Construction Design is the area's storm specialist experts and offers free roof inspections absolutely free to assess your needs. Their roofing experts get your home or commercial needs handled from start to finish. They have worked with all major insurance sources for decades, and they are permitted and approved for Lake Martin. Coastal Construction Design also handles exterior restoration, including siding and gutters. They are also a GAF certified contractor. Visit coastalconstruction.pro or call 251-215-3429. Coastal Construction Design. All things roofing from start to end.
There's nothing like a brand new truck. From Sarah Automotive. New Honda Ridgelines from $349 a month, Ford Rangers from $357 a month, and Nissan Frontiers from $379 a month. One of the largest truck selections in Alabama. Plus, you get a lifetime warranty, no charge, engine, powertrain, and more. There's nothing like a brand new truck. From Sarah Honda, Sarah Ford, and Sarah Nissan, serving Alabama since 1981.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Jim here with you. Final segment in the first hour of tonight's program. I want to thank John Colvin, down at quarterback there at Auburn, going through everything that a young quarterback and a young player goes through there.
But isn't he living the life right now?
Well, I'm telling you, man. How many of us would trade it, right
gracious.
now? And, I mean, come on now. The man's going to be a pilot. Maybe he may be governor one day.
Hey,
the way he dodged some of those questions. Pretty girls at Auburn.
Yeah, I heard the giggle. He knew.
They are, they do grow on trees.
Oh, that's no doubt.
But anyway, yeah, a very, very nice young man, and certainly wish him the best. Thank him for being on the program. I mentioned this fan survey from Auburn Undercover. This will work. You could, ask this fan survey for any team in the SEC. But Jim's an Auburn guy. I'm an Auburn guy. It's just unfortunate we don't have an Alabama guy on the show tonight. It's out of my control.
The world's a better place.
So, how many games will Auburn win in the regular season? This is a multiple choice. 9 plus, 8, 7, 6, or 4 or 5 games. And you tell me how you would vote.
I was looking at that and looking at the numbers you wrote down there, and if we go off of statistics that I think the betting industry's already put out there, 6.5?
6.5 was the over-under.
They put that out at 6.5, a little premature for a lot of these transfers. We've got several good guys on the back end of that 6.5 number that I think has probably pushed it more to that 7.5 number than 6.5. So I'm gonna say 8 is our number.
That agrees with the majority of Auburn fans. Basically half of the fan base says 8. 9 plus, look, 9 is possible.
It is.
I'm not, I think that's definitely possible. Now, is it probably more likely, maybe much more likely that 8 number, but I would agree with that. I certainly would not push against that for sure. Where will Auburn finish in the SEC West?
Thinking about it and kind of breaking down those teams that we already know are at the top with those high-level recruits up there and all those 4 and 5 stars, your Alabama and your LSU are already sitting there. So let's just give them, whether they finish 1 or 2, whatever they do, let's give them that 1 or 2.
Okay.
I think we're in the block that's going to put us in the A&M, Auburn, Ole Miss group right there. I think Mississippi State, Arkansas, I'm forgetting the other guy down there. Good grief. Those guys on the bottom end of the West. So I think you got a block between us, A&M, us, and Ole Miss, those 3 teams right there. I think I want to put Auburn, if I'm looking at my orange and blue glasses, I want to put us in that 3-4 group because I think we could possibly go 4-4 in the league, maybe 5-3, but probably more like 4-4 because you got the big matchups that that are going to be hard to get a hold of.
Yeah.
Those Georgias and Alabamas and that going to LSU, that's going to be a tough one. So let's just give them those, and you say your ceiling is 5-3. or 4-4. So I think you're strong in that 3 to 4 area.
Well, if you get to 4, I mean, if you just end up 500, there's your 8-4.
Yeah.
Because the out of conference, you look at it and you think, look, I mean, I know we got to go all the way across the country to Berkeley, but all the other 3 are guaranteed wins. And to be perfectly honest, Auburn ought to be a double-digit favorite on the road at Cal. So
yeah, the only thing I've done some reading up on them lately, and they've got a great quarterback that they just pulled in through the transfer portal. So he's kind of an unknown. I mean, I don't know that I'd stretch it to a double digit just yet. You know, typically in a betting format that I've seen before, they give teams that are at home a 6-point advantage just by being at home. So I don't know. It'd be hard for us to get a double digit jump on a team at their place.
Okay.
With an unknown quarterback for us too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what. This is I say under normal circumstances.
Yes.
Auburn should be a 3-touchdown favorite.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
I'm with you. I've been studying Auburn's schedule a little bit the last couple of weeks, and that's all those games what you're talking about. They ought to just be gimmies. Those Sanfords and UMass and North New Mexico. You ought to be able to show up and win that ball game and play vanilla offense. We shouldn't have to show a lot of things these first couple games.
I would hope so.
You're looking at 3-0, and then you're headed to A&M, and that's one of those to me that's your toss-up that it could be the 8-4 season or 9-3.
Yeah, if you win that one, then you feel
good
really
about 9-3.
Yeah, about running. Yeah. How will Hugh Freeze's first full recruiting class finish nationally? Top 15, top 10, top 25, top 20.
I'm going to say he's going to be pushing that 10. I'm going to say I don't know that he gets in the top 5, but I'm going to say he's 5 to 10. Just because of the momentum he's carried with this class he just finished up with, and we're also currently, I think I saw on 3 where we're finishing or in right now in about 17, 18 spot. We've got 7 or 8 commits, every one of those but 1 or 4 stars.
Yeah.
So when he's going out and getting somebody, he's getting quality. He's just not going out there.
Hopefully, and you've seen, just this past week, you had a 7-on-7, you had offensive line, defensive line, and the number of 5-star and 4-star guys that were on campus, especially linemen, which is something that Auburn has struggled with in the past. Definitely it's a different day recruiting-wise, and just the amount of effort that Auburn's putting into it and the amount of interest that they are garnering. So hopefully that will be the case. I'll take a 6-6 if we get in the top 5 to 10.
Oh, yeah.
In the recruiting class.
Right.
That's for sure.
You know those kids are influenced, obviously, like we talked about, is a I don't know what I want, impressionable thing on their mind, but they also always, these kids want to be where it's happening, and Georgia's where it's happening, Alabama's where it's happening. We got to get up there and win some of those big ball games. Hugh has historically done it every year when he's gone to another program. Like he was at Liberty last year. Who was at Arkansas? They dumped on their head and beat them last year.
Yeah.
When he was in Ole Miss, he got Alabama twice. He's always had that win he wasn't supposed to get. Who is that going to be for us this year? Does he go out there and get – I don't know that his ceiling is he can go out there and get an Alabama or Georgia this year, but maybe he gets an LSU or an A&M.
Well, if Brian Harsin can play Alabama within an overtime at home,
right?
I don't know why Hugh Freeze couldn't.
Well, that's true.
At least give him a chance for sure. Which rival, speaking of that, does Auburn have the best chance of beating?
I mean,
Alabama, LSU, Georgia.
I love the statistics here. I'm leaning in that LSU. Just like I said, I favor when you're going off of your numbers. Let's go back to your top rival rankings there. LSU is the lowest in the group as far as their 6 average. Alabama's 1 and 2, so you're going to have to catch Alabama or Georgia on an off day. You got them both at home. That's great things. Yeah. So maybe I haven't seen their schedule close enough to know who they're playing before they get to us. So maybe they have a tough game when they look over us. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Alabama, they'll play a cupcake.
Yeah, they'll
Georgia,
play a cupcake.
I don't think it matters.
It won't matter who they're playing ahead of us.
Now, it may with LSU, but I don't know about Georgia.
Yeah. I think LSU is your team for me.
Okay, I think I put LSU in there myself. What will be Auburn's record against the other 5 SEC opponents? A&M, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Vandy, Arkansas. 4-1, 3-2, 5-0, 2-3, 1-4.
Yeah, I think that again, where we were talking about the way that where they got to finish in that third spot, they got to be that 4-1 if they're going to get 3.
Yep.
If they fall down into that 3-2, they're going to be 4-5. Somewhere in that category is where they're going to go. I can't. Stranger things have happened, but I can't see Auburn being 2-3 and 4-1 with that group of teams. I can't.
You got State and Ole Miss at home.
Yes.
You got Vandy on the road. If that's not a guaranteed win, pack up your suitcase and go home.
Right.
At Arkansas, that hadn't really mattered whether it was home or away with Arkansas in the last several years. So
I
Texas
think
A&M out early.
Yeah. I'm a great fan of Sam Pittman. I like what he's doing over there. He's taken that program and made them a bunch.
I think they've hit their ceiling now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, I think you referred to them earlier, Kentucky. They're a Kentucky to me. They're the West Kentucky is what they are.
Yeah.
I think they've got a ceiling. They're going to beat a team every now and then they're not supposed to, but you're not going to see them win the SEC title.
No.
It just ain't going to happen.
It's not going to.
Yeah.
We got to take a break here, but don't go anywhere. Never fear. Hour number 2 of Sports Blitz Live right after this.
Now at Glenn Smith and Opelika, GMC Sierra Crew Cabs discounted up to $10,500 off. GMC Terrains up to $4,750 off. And Buick Enclaves up to $5,000 off. Shop online anytime at glennsmith.com. That's GLYNN Smith.com. Plus, no payments for 120 days at Glenn Smith Buick GMC.
Over 250 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way to Glenn Smith and Opelika. Get ready to smile.
The Alabama Slammer. It's a popular drink at parties, but drink too many and you'll wind up in this Alabama Slammer. And if you drink and drive, get ready for a real Alabama Slammer. If you're involved in a crash where a driver's been drinking, you're 4 times more likely to die.
Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
There's only one clear choice in the Lake Martin area for plumbing, heating, and air. That's All Clear Plumbing and Air. Our professionally trained technicians offer full-service repair and installation on all major brands. From drips to water heaters, thermostats to entire air conditioning and heating systems, and everything in between. Our fast, reliable, and guaranteed top-notch customer service will keep you informed and up to speed through the entire process. Call us today or look for us on Facebook and Instagram at All Clear Plumbing and Air, 256-496-2056. License number 19172.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
Hi, this is Jimmy Gorey at Gorey's Furniture. Come join us for the madness of March. Come join us here at Gorey's Furniture. Make a purchase, shoot from the line, 5, 10 to 15. That's % discount off your total ticket. So come join us. Let's have some fun. Everyone's a winner. Everyone will save. Come join us for the madness of March, and that's only at Gorey's Furniture.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Hour number 2, Andy Graham and Jim Hardy here with you until 9 o'clock this evening. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Give us a call. Let us know what's on your mind, 234-6221, or dial us up on the Sports Blitz Facebook page. That's Sports with a Z, and comment away. I want to again thank John Colvin for joining us in the first hour of tonight's show. Very interesting and very, very nice. Wish him all the best of luck this year at Auburn. We were looking at a fan survey from Auburn Undercover about the Tigers' upcoming season in 2023. Which of the following SEC games scares you the most? I think we probably already answered that one.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think we've pretty well covered it.
College Station.
Yes, College Station, because there's a lot of unknowns over there. New offensive coordinator with Petrino. That could be wonderful because he's one of the great minds of offense, but he's also can be a train wreck and wreck a motorcycle.
It's true. And I don't know. I still, if he and Jimbo, with those attitudes, egos,
right,
personalities, make it through an entire season together,
yeah,
I will be shocked. I really will.
Well, that was the one dynamic I saw when he hired the man. The man knows offense. There's no doubt.
No
but their two personalities, like you said, are oil and water.
Mm-hmm.
It just,
or maybe oil and oil. I don't know. Who will be Auburn's starting quarterback the majority of the season? Not who will start. Who will be the quarterback the majority of the season?
Well, I'm going to surprise you a little bit, probably for most people out there, with my idea versus the norm. You know, the undercover survey here is showing 87% to Peyton Thorne. Man's never thrown a pass at Auburn.
No.
Never been in the SEC.
Nope.
So he doesn't have that what I want to call it the SEC experience, you know, because, yes, he's played against some good guys in the Big Ten, but not like the SEC. I'm going to say that Holden is a guy that you got to watch out for because I'm hearing a lot of good reports out of what he's doing. We also, back in the spring, had pro days where some of our guys were, you know, doing NFL workouts for the pros to see them, and the number one quarterback out of everybody that they were talking about was Holden. It wasn't Robbie.
Well, I will say, you know, I asked John, I said, be honest now, and who spends it the most? And, of course, he gave a very politically correct answer and said everybody. But I did notice that the first name he mentioned was Holden Gerrit.
That is correct.
He said Holden throws it really well. And he said, but Robbie throws it really well, and Peyton throws it really well. So, again, take that for what you will, but 1.6% of the Auburn fan base that voted in this poll thinks that Holden Gerrit. Now, that doesn't mean anything. I know they did a survey like this last year, and I would bet that Zach Calzada even had a higher percentage than Peyton Thorne.
Oh, there's no doubt.
87%. So,
yes.
How'd that work out?
Yeah. No, I would say the majority are saying that just because he's a new, fresh face. He doesn't have any blemishes on his record in the SEC.
Well, and he's thrown for 3,000-plus yards.
Correct.
In 1 year.
Right.
So, you know, they you know, and he's thrown for about, 50 touchdowns, and our combined effort that are on campus is not half of that.
Right.
So that's kind of a big deal. Will Auburn have a 1,000-yard rusher? You know, we had a streak there for where we had 7, 8. Every year Gus Malzahn was there, we had a 1,000-yard rusher. And then we had about a 2 or 3 year period where we couldn't get a 1,000-yard rusher. And then I think Tank hit it maybe I think he hit 1,000 yards.
I think it was at the end of last year. We had such those big 300-yard games that we were rushing for.
Yeah. So finally, maybe he got over the hump. Do we have one this year?
Absolutely, 100%. Now,
100%.
My theory on that is it's not going to matter because we got such a good stable of backs. Whether it's going to be Jarquez and he gets cleared to come back and play, or if it's going to be Cobb coming in, because everybody that's watched that kid play in high school football, he can tote the rock.
Does the fact that we have a stable hurt the chances that one guy ends up with 1,000, and you have maybe two guys end up with 800?
No, I think the way that Cadillac showed us at the end of the year last year how he stuck certain guys in the game, as well as the way Hughes' offense is set up, he's going to spread you out a lot, and he's going to give a lot of these tosses and other things to these backs. I think whoever's got the hot hand, Hugh's going to keep in there for that. So I that's what to me, 100%, you're looking at a 1,000-yard rusher, and it could be Jeremiah Cobb.
You better have a 1,000-yard rusher.
Yeah.
I mean, that,
Oh, yeah.
if you don't, then you're not running the ball very well.
Well, you're not winning in the SEC.
And Auburn's never been good when we don't run the ball.
And the other
very
great
well.
factor, and I've been there and seen it with my own eyes, is that offensive line. You were looking at a D-plus offensive line last year. You're looking at the Bs now.
I remember somebody sending me, a text and pictures, and while everybody was saying, we got the most experience of any offensive line in the nation, and somebody sent me a text that said, we don't look that good. And you know what? We didn't play that good.
Right.
So,
I think there's something to be said for you can be a fifth-year senior and a sixth-year senior with a COVID year. It still doesn't change. You may understand the game better mentally, but you can't play it physically any different because you're not getting better. I've learned a lot over the years of coaching, and I've even got to go privilege of one of the guys that are down there at Auburn now, Kendall Simmons. You have to get a private invite to these NFL scouting camps. I got to go because Kendall sent me there to be able to learn how to be an NFL scout and learn what to look for in players and what they do and their growth. And they showed you how to measure wrist and ankles and what a guy can grow into, what he can become. Well, a lot of people don't realize they see that 5-star, but that kid could already be at his max at high school.
Right.
You could get a 3-star that grows into a great player 2 years down the road. So we probably were looking at a bunch of kids that no fault to them whatsoever, but they may have already been maxed out for what they were worth.
Well, unfortunately, some of them were right on target.
Yeah.
They were ranked 1,000 and something.
Right.
And they played like it.
Correct.
And so, you bring these guys in and you say, well, I mean, why didn't you get more out of them? Well, we actually got about as much as we could. So,
well, I'll use a quote that the gentleman that taught that NFL scouting camp that I went to said, and I'll never forget it. He said, if you can't when you turn on the film to watch a high school game and you can't see a Division I player, there ain't one on that field. He said the same thing is to be said for college football. If I can turn on an Auburn and Alabama game and I can't find the guy that's going to play on Sundays, there ain't one there. He said, but it just stands out to you when you turn that film on. You got to know who you're looking at.
I don't want to look at Auburn's film the last couple of years. Who will be Auburn's leading receiver in 2023?
That one, to me, there's so many because we got the new guys, so many unknowns in that group.
3 returning guys on here: Javarius Johnson, Camden Brown, Coy Moore. You got 3 newcomers: Shane Hooks from Jackson State, where Dion was from, Jair Shorter from North Texas, and Rivaldo Fairweather, the tight end from Northern.
From putting my eyeballs on him,
Florida International.
That's the Fairweather guy. From putting my eyeballs on him, he's a beast. I mean,
I think he's put on a few pounds.
Yeah, he looks the part.
Of muscle.
I mean, you're talking just a man. And then it's hard to say because Camden showed us some stuff last year. I feel like that he could be good. Jay Fair, same thing. I mean, he's speedy, talented. It depends on where they put him on the line. I think just the guys we've added in so much after this transfer portal, that room is like what John said. That room's got a lot more talent people realize it's got.
Oh, yeah.
And with the offense you're fixing to put them in, that Montgomery Freeze offense, you could have 4 or 5 guys, that ball getting spread around with 4 or 5 guys with 600-800 yards apiece.
Boy, that'd be – if we end up with a 1,000-yard receiver, I'd fall out of my chair. How satisfied are you with the current trajectory of Auburn football? 1 being the lowest, 5 being the highest.
I would say 5 because Brett's harped on it for 100 times that you couldn't go any lower than where we were at.
We're going from ground up.
Yes.
And it's like straight up. So the trajectory, don't misunderstand, and we are, are you happy, satisfied with where we are? No. Are you satisfied with where we're going?
Absolutely.
It appears we're going? Absolutely.
Because you look at it and you like to do breaking down the roster and looking at different things. Every part of Auburn's roster is going that way, and it ain't going the other way. That's when a guy's doing a good job, when it's going up. Now, he did have a great place to start from rock bottom, but he is going up.
Yeah, for sure. I'll say what I said the other day. provocative statement. Brian Harsin may be the best thing that ever happened to Auburn.
There's no question.
Because he showed us how exactly not to do it and made us hit rock bottom. So we got to take another break here, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after these important messages.
Talladega Outdoors in Talladega is your authorized Kawasaki sale and service center. Your home for Bad Boy mowers and Kimco scooters, four-wheelers, and side-by-sides. Rather for hunting, land management, or recreation, they have the ride for you. But they are also everything outdoor with full lines of accessories and is now your area workwear and boot store, along with kayaks and outdoor accessories. Talladega Outdoor, Highway 21 in Talladega. Everything outdoor and Alabama's #1 Kawasaki dealer.
Life is a sequence of little successes. The story of my Southern Union success began the day I walked on campus, making new friends, mastering a new skill, reaching a personal goal, the encore performance, the first date, the internship, and now, soon, the dream job. That's the story of my Southern Union success. Register for classes and get ready to watch your Southern Union story come to life.
If you're tired of the same old and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City.
They say we live in an age of big data, where computers and fancy algorithms are supposed to know you best. But at Country Financial, we know helping you own your future requires, well, something much bigger. Contact your local Country Financial representative and start planning for your future with a personal touch.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dayville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
Now at Glenn Smith and Opelika, GMC Sierra Crew Cabs discounted up to $10,500 off. GMC Terrains up to $4,750 off. And Buick Enclaves up to $5,000 off. Shop online anytime at glennsmith.com. That's GLYNN Smith.com. Plus, no payments for 120 days at Glenn Smith Buick GMC.
Over 250 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way to Glenn Smith and Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Jim here with you for about 45 more minutes left in tonight's show. 256-234-6221. Give us a call. Let us know what's on your mind. If you got any comments about any of the things that we talk about, and I think we do have a couple of comments.
Yeah, we got a comment here. Ty Sanders said, if you remember the last time we went to Vandy, we lost. And I do remember that.
2008, am I thinking? Is that the last time we go? And
yep.
We're up. We go down, we score like it's like a knife through butter, and we miss the extra point. And I want to say we may even have gone up 13-0, and I think we got beat 14-13.
Yes, that is correct. Just fell apart.
We could not do it. This is the. I mean, we had literally fired the Greasy Weasel the week before. Or maybe we fired. Yeah, I think we fired him the week before.
That's right.
And then we go there, and it's. I mean, we got offensive linemen with two hands on the ground. We went like old school, and God, we were so bad.
I try to forget those games.
Yeah, it was awful.
Because you're not supposed. That's a Vandy you're not supposed to lose.
No, Now, granted, I guess that was probably is it Penn State now? What's his name? Franklin, James Franklin.
Yeah.
I think he was still at Vandy at that time. Man, that one hurt.
Yes.
That one hurt.
Ty said he's also worried about College Station, which you and I said that's going to be a very interesting place. It could be a tremendous win that Hugh wasn't expecting to get, or Auburn fans wasn't expecting him to get, or it could be a train wreck, for us that we run into an offense that they really buzzing over there.
We've usually had good fortune over there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's something. It'll seem like that's like what, week 4?
Yes,
no,
week 4.
Is that week 4?
You'd be 3-0 going to them.
So they're going to be coming off a trip to Miami, I think, in week 2. I'm sure they play somebody also ran right before us. But if they lose that game in Miami, they're going to be a desperate team. If they win that game in Miami, they'll be going to be a confident team. So I don't know which you want.
Yeah, I think I'd rather take the desperate. Because those teams type to or try to play like everything's on the line. So if you ever got them down, they quit. Like they don't fight all the way through those things.
That's a good point.
And he also says that Hunter will get the 1,000 yards, which I agree with him. I think that if Jarquez is cleared to come back, which so far everything I'm reading and seeing, he will be eventually cleared.
Yeah.
If he comes back, he would be the 1,000-yard guy.
If he was going to get kicked off the team, he would have already gotten kicked off.
That's the way I feel. Everybody I've talked to and spoke to that's on the inside, that's what they say. They say he's the least implemented of the group. He doesn't have a lot of things that are pointing a finger at him saying, you need to go.
Yeah.
I think the university just, whatever they call it, proactive, jumped out there and said, we're going to take everybody off the board until we figure this out.
Yeah. And again, it's a delicate or indelicate situation, if you will. So, you just kind of gotta kind of just step back and say, we'll see. We'll let Hugh figure it.
Well,
let Hugh figure it out.
That's and that's what those guys get paid millions of dollars for.
Yeah, yeah.
Figure out the hard things in life.
Yeah, really.
Well, now and then skipping gears just a little bit. One thing I want to touch on, you and the guy I were talking about it after the break, during the break, is this Stanford and Texas game. I think Brett even brought up a little bit of it today.
He did. I actually missed the.
I don't know. I mean, I watch a lot of college baseball because I think it's a great sport. I agree with you 1,000%. Or I believe it was you, might have been Brett. But we've got the best coach in the country sitting down in Auburn University. We've also got one of the greatest men ever on this planet because he loves every kid he coaches. He takes care of everybody. You and I went to a ball game, and he took time before that ball game to shake both of our hands and say, hi, how are you doing? He didn't have to do that.
His wife literally helped me through the door.
Open the door for you to get in. I mean, how many coaches do you know the wife opened the door?
I don't know any.
Yeah. So, saying all that to say this, Stanford and Texas game were right there to see who goes to the College World Series. A Texas kid hits the home run. No, it wasn't. It was a Stanford kid.
Yeah.
Hits what he thinks is a home run, and it's literally like inches from going over the fence and hits the fence and comes back.
Which would have tied the game.
Correct. He is rounding the base on first, throws his helmet off, celebrating, looking at the dugout, doing the I done it. As he's running towards second, looks up, and there's a ball coming in. And literally, it was either the shortstop or second baseman literally almost touched him with that ball, and the game's over with then. But then he somehow makes it to the bag, and the very next play is a ball that's hit, like, to the moon. And the right fielder and the center fielder never moved. Neither one of them. They were, like, looking at each other and looking around, and the ball fell in front of the right fielder, and he just sat there like you kicked his dog. I mean, like he didn't know what happened.
And both guys scored?
Both. No, they only had to have one score to make it.
So the game's already tied.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So literally the guy that made it to second that should have been tagged out, while that ball's in the air, he's just doing the like coaches teach you to do. Go ahead and run because something crazy can happen.
Right.
So your whole season fell apart in one pop-up. Isn't that crazy?
Well, I mean, like, we talked about many times, Arkansas. A few years ago, we're in the World Series.
Oh, yeah.
A pop-up in the foul territory that, if you make the play, you win the World Series.
Yeah.
And, a ball drops between not one, not two, 3 hogs that could not root up a mushroom, and they you know, they end up losing the game. They lose the next game, and it's over.
Yeah.
And you look back on that and go, will we ever get back?
That's the great thing I love about Butch and what he's doing. He gets our guys the opportunity to get there every year, even though they didn't reach it this year. You saw glimpses of it during the season, like LSU's going to the College World Series. What did we take, 2 out of 3 from them?
Yeah.
You know, that was the great move during the season where he decided to take Vail instead of pitching him on Friday. He pitched him on Saturday.
Yep.
They won those 2 ball games because of that coaching maneuver. I just believe it in my heart.
Oh yeah, and I wouldn't want to go up against Skeens either. For sure.
We got one more question coming in.
All right.
Andy says, any thoughts on Auburn traveling to Cal week 2? Will that level of a trip, like the distance, I guess is what he's referring to, affect us? Because I think I did see it where it was coming on at 9:30.
9:30.
Yeah.
Now, granted, that's 7:30 their time, but
Correct.
still, it's 9:30 Andy's time.
Right.
That's not going to be a lot of fun. I tell you what, we'll ponder that during the break, and we'll come back and answer it. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Sports Blitz Live right after this.
Have you stopped by Lifesavers Mission Thrift Store lately? If you haven't, you should. You'll find great pieces for your favorite do-it-yourself project. Lightly used name brand clothing by Free People, North Face, Matilda Jane, Patagonia, and a whole lot more. And while you're there, don't miss the shoes, decorative pieces, classic and new books, and Auburn and Alabama gear that won't cost you a fortune. So stop and shop at Lifesavers Mission Thrift Store today for a unique thrift experience that won't break the budget. Lifesavers Mission Thrift, located on East University behind Zaxby's.
OGS Tournaments. Russell Marine and State Farm agent Aaron Warren present Crank for Bank 2023, April 1st through July 4th. Win over $1.5 million in cash and prizes. Over 200 tag bass and 50 tag crappie are waiting on you. All ages are welcome. Fish from the dock, boat, or shores of Lake Martin. Get registered now online at crankforbank.com for only $110 for 13 weeks of fishing. It's Crank for Bank 2023.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Planting season is here, and the Potting Shed Garden Center is happy to give you professional landscaping advice when it comes to planting your shrubs and trees. Auburn's best kept secret will have it all this fall. Mums, pansies, pumpkins, and much more. All in an array of colors and sizes, along with beautiful pots and containers, indoor plants, and a great selection of other gardening gifts. It's all at the Potting Shed Garden Shop, where natural elements reign supreme. Located on the corner of Moore's Mill and Society Hill Road in Auburn.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Looking to sell your car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than King Honda. As a local family-owned business, we're committed to providing you with the best service and value. Nobody pays you more for your vehicle than King Honda.
You've trusted us for generations. You can trust King Honda to give you top dollar for your vehicle, whether you buy from us or not. Trust in our time-tested tradition of excellence at King Honda.
Visit King Honda today and get top dollar for your vehicle. Located on the corner of Opelika Highway and 280.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn. It's not the Auburn Blitz. Sports Blitz Live. I do it every week, but thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Andy and Jim, only about 30 more minutes left in tonight's show. It's kind of flown by, actually. Yeah. So thank you so much for being with us. We had one comment before we left. I mean, look, anytime you go that far, you always worry about it. I mean, there is a time difference. The game's 9:30 at night back home. Now, granted, it's 7:30 out there, but still, you know, there's a jet lag situation. I'm not a believer in Cal, but I don't know enough about this Auburn team to feel comfortable going out there.
Right.
But I expect to win the game.
Right.
So,
Well, no, and I'm on the same page with you in I expect Auburn because of the talented number we got. What you said, 50-something% blue chippers. I would imagine they're probably in the 30s. You know, something like that.
Yeah, I would if that.
Yeah. So you expect off the numbers to go in, but then you start playing the variables and say long travel, a little jet lag for us. We're used to waking up at a different time. You got a different temperature up there.
Yeah.
You could run into some weather up there. You know, it's. I mean, USC didn't treat us very good when we went over there.
No, I mean, it was closer. They treated us worse when they came here.
That's right.
But yeah, I mean, anyway, we'll see what happens. But I'm reasonably comfortable to say that I think Auburn's the better team.
Does that mean I got somebody calling us in right there?
Somebody's on. We'll see what happens with
Okay.
Reed. They may just be calling to talk to Reed.
Oh, okay. He's a popular guy.
He is a very
Yep.
popular guy.
Yeah.
All right, how about a little would you rather?
We can handle it.
We'll go through a couple of these. I'll like to. Luke always likes these, so I'll see how you are. Would you rather, Jim, go into the past and meet your ancestors, or go into the future and meet your great-great-grandchildren?
Good night of living. You know, if I had to pick right now, I would probably say backwards, because I think that some of our ancestors lived in the greatest time in this country, where we got a lot of freedoms from what they fought for, a lot of farming, a lot of neighbors walked over and helped neighbors. There wasn't a lot of killing and shooting and all this mess we got going on now.
That's for sure.
I think I would have enjoyed sitting around with my ancestors.
No television.
I think that's even better. No internet.
No internet. No telephone.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I could have dig that for.
Yeah.
And I would. I mean, I'd like to meet some of the. I knew my great grandfather, met him for a little while, but you know, some of the old people. You know, there was some. I think some Scottish. That's my heritage, and there were some Germans too. Supposedly there were 3 German brothers, Plesses, that came over here, and one of them was an ancestor of mine. So. That would be interesting to me.
Oh, yeah.
All right, here we go. Would you rather, Jim, have more time or more money?
Time. There's no question in that.
How much time you want?
I don't know how much, but I know I would definitely want more time than money.
More time than money? I don't know. I'd probably take the money.
Yeah, really?
Just to enjoy the time that I have.
Well, now, you know, there is something to be said. There's a couple variables there in.
Not that money equals happiness.
Correct.
But it does make things easier.
Right. Well, no, that's true. That's true. I'm thinking in terms because I'm a father and I got a 3-year-old little girl, and I'd love to have every minute on this earth with her.
That makes
and you
a lot
couldn't
of
pay
sense.
me enough to take a minute away from that.
That makes a lot of sense. Would you rather have a rewind button or a pause button on your life?
I would probably say the exact same thing. I would pause it to spend as much time as I can with that little 3-year-old darling I got.
Right.
Then going backwards and maybe something changed that I don't have her.
That's, I mean, you know, you start going backwards and you start changing things. Who knows what that change is moving forward.
You know, for everybody out there watching, they can all see me and you in our situation. We could both sit right here and say we want to go backwards and change what happened. But if we did, we wouldn't be sitting where we are today.
That's
I know
true.
that without a doubt.
You know what? I literally thought about it. I was this close to opening the show saying, "Welcome to the Special Olympics." But I said, I don't know.
Well, you know,
I don't know how Jim would think about it.
I don't. Nothing bothers me.
Well, you know, nothing really bothers me either. Would you rather, Jim, be able to? I think I know this.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather be able to talk with the animals or speak all foreign languages?
Well, you know the answer to that.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with foreign languages.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I've always, I've actually studied Spanish for, Duolingo and stuff for a few years.
Right.
Trying to get to the point where I'm bilingual. But I would love to be able to speak all different languages.
I mean, obviously, I think it's going to come in handy later on because the way the country's changing, we're getting more Mexicans and other ethnicities, however you say that, over here, that you need to know all these other languages.
Yeah.
To communicate. But I think I'd love the animals.
What's an animal? What kind of conversation are you having with an animal?
I'd probably have the conversation of what life's like. What do you feel like? If you're an animal that's hunted every day, are you sitting there scared every day, like I'm a deer and like, oh God, what's going to get me next? Is a guy coming around the corner with a gun?
Yeah.
Or what are you
Is
thinking?
that you?
Yeah. What are you thinking?
Jim, would you rather win? Well, here we go. Win the lottery or live twice as long?
If it, and I'll stick to the same answer. If it meant more time with another person, I would do that twice as long.
Twice as long.
All day long.
So human beings living to 200 instead of 100, that'd be pretty cool, huh?
Well, yes and no. I've been seeing a lot of new technology they're coming out with now that Elon has even made some kind of hyperbaric bed you can go lay in that'll help your skin, save the wrinkles. And he's saying that he can extend your life to 150 now if you do the things they tell you to do.
Really?
But there's a lot of things that I don't want to be here 150 years.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah. Mm-mm. I don't want to be here 100.
No.
I don't. I just.
Well, no. I've had a grandfather went to 103, and he was pretty mentally. He was pretty spiffy right up until then.
Right. Well, and that's incredibly rare for sure. Would you rather be without the internet for a week or without your phone for a week?
I would say the internet. Just because
and you got no internet on your phone too.
Correct. Yeah, I would say the internet just because the phone, I could call you and talk to you if I wanted to, but I don't have to have the internet to tell me what's going on.
Yeah. I could do without news.
Yes, absolutely.
And YouTube.
The way that the news is portraying their version of a story now, it's not worth listening to.
That's probably true 100%. All right, we're going to go ahead and take a break. We'll come back. We'll run down some more of these. Don't go anywhere. More to come on this edition of Sports Blitz Live.
Ladies and gentlemen, the story you're about to hear is true, and the names have been changed because Brubaker Motors has sold to Sons Automotive. You heard right. Brubaker Kia is now Sons Kia of Montgomery. Furthermore, Sons Automotive is a family business with dealerships throughout the Southeast. The name Sons Automotive is synonymous with trust, and they care about the communities they're a part of. They're excited to serve the River region, and in the interest of justice, you will be served a sentence of big savings. Sons Kia of Montgomery, family-owned, family-driven.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Have you met your local farmer's insurance agent, Patrick Holina? He proudly serves Tallapoosa County and Alexander City families and businesses and is ready to review your existing policies or provide a no-obligation quote today. Call the Holina Agency at 256-234-0037 or stop in today at 704 Commerce Drive to get smarter about your insurance. Again, that's the Holina Agency, 256-234-0037.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
The food at Oscar's Cafe makes your mouth water. At Oscar's, enjoy great tasting catfish, or maybe you're just in the mood for one of Oscar's fresh salads. Even kids know the place for a fine meal is Oscar's with a great kids menu. Oscar's also has great tasting burgers full of backyard flavor. So come on out to Oscar's Cafe for great food and homegrown hospitality. We're located on Highway 49 South in Dadeville, just before the Blue Creek Bridge. And remember, it's all fun and games till there's only one cheese ball left.
Life is a sequence of little successes. The story of my Southern Union success began the day I walked on campus, making new friends, mastering a new skill, reaching a personal goal, the encore performance, the first date, the internship, and now, soon, the dream job. That's the story of my Southern Union success. Register for classes and get ready to watch your Southern Union story come to life.
OGS Tournaments. Russell Marine and State Farm agent Aaron Warren present Crank for Bank 2023, April 1st through July 4th. Win over $1.5 million in cash and prizes. Over 200 tag bass and 50 tag crappie are waiting on you. All ages are welcome. Fish from the dock, boat, or shores of Lake Martin. Get registered now online at crankforbank.com for only $110 for 13 weeks of fishing. It's Crank for Bank 2023.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Jim here with you. About 20 more minutes left in tonight's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us tonight. Doing a little Would You Rather. I got a phone call. I think we had Terry on the line. Do we have – wait a minute. Do we have – we'll just wait. Hello?
Hello. We got anybody? No, sir.
I think we lost him.
Lost him. He may be in some bad service. Terry, if you're out there, call us back.
Call us back. Let us know. We'll try to get to that. In the meantime, you said you don't watch a lot of movies.
No, not. I mean, I do, but I'm more of the inspiring kind of movies. I'm the Rudies, the Overcomers, those kind of guys.
And music, do you listen to any?
Yes, I do.
What kind of music you like? What's
a lot of
music?
Christian music.
Okay.
A lot of country music. I'm not really a big rock person.
No classic rock.
No, maybe a little, but not too much.
Boston, that's
Boston.
Brad
be out of my league. Yeah, that'd be.
Born yesterday, 1951. Some great songs. Boston got some great songs. More than a feeling. Peace of Mind, Don't Look Back, Rock and Roll Band, and Smoking. I mean, I don't know anybody that really doesn't like More Than a Feeling. That's about as good as it gets.
I think it's pretty good.
But Tim Allen, you said you have seen these movies.
Oh, yeah. Tim's a pretty good actor.
Okay,
Him in Home Improvement.
Tim the Toolman Taylor.
That's right.
Or Tim Allen, if you'd like. The Santa Claus, Toy Story, Galaxy Quest, Wild Hogs, and Christmas with the Cranks. Can you rank these movies?
Oh my goodness!
In the vast array of Jim Hardy's mind,
I don't know if I could. Let's see. You want me to rank them in the way that I feel that he was the best actor in each?
No, your favorite.
Oh, my favorites. Oh,
which one you like?
That's a no question. I like the Wild Hogs. I thought that was
pretty funny. A good one.
I thought that was pretty funny.
I mean, you got a pretty good combination there of him and John Travolta, Martin Lawrence, and what's his name?
I can see it and see his face, and I can't think of his name.
I'll think of it in a minute. But
older
anyway.
guy. Yes. I would say Wild Hogs, probably Toy Story next, Christmas with the Cranks, Santa Claus, probably Galaxy Quest would be the last one on the list.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I would go with Galaxy Quest, actually, number one.
Really?
In an upset. Wild Hogs, good too. Toy Story, loved it. I really haven't seen Christmas with the Cranks. The Santa Claus, I don't know as I have seen that one all the way through. From beginning to end. I may have, but I don't recall if I did. Ali Sheedy. Do you remember Ali Sheedy from
do the Breakfast Club? Yes, and War Games.
You've seen that one. And War Games,
yes.
So Matthew Broderick.
Yeah, War Games is pretty good
Would
movie.
you like to play a game? St. Elmo's Fire, that was another Brat Pack. That of course, are you familiar with the song?
No.
St. Elmo's.
He's out of my league here, people.
Short Circuit.
Short Circuit, I'm familiar.
Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I remember.
Johnny Five.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. What was it? Oh, Man's Best Friend. It was about a rabid dog.
Yeah, I
don't
follow that one.
It was not a good movie, and it was not a very popular movie.
Yeah,
but I've actually seen it.
Yeah, I don't think I would know that one.
But Breakfast Club, one of the best movies of all time.
Oh,
Johnny
there's no question. Now, that had a huge following when it was out. People love that.
Yeah, no question about it. All right, let's do a couple of more of these would you rathers. If we get the phone call, we'll go to it. But if not, we will forge on. Would you rather, Jim, be Batman or Spider-Man?
I think Batman. I mean, he just had the coolest equipment. He had the coolest partner to sit in the car with him. He had a great car to ride around in.
That's true.
Batman and Robin, you can't beat that.
He had wonderful toys.
There, no doubt.
Billionaire.
Yes.
Genius.
Correct.
However, flying through, the cityscape of New York, webs,
slinging webs,
that would be pretty cool too.
Well, I think it would be cool. I just think Batman outranks him.
I'm probably with you ultimately. Batman's just cooler, probably, to be honest with you.
Yes.
Would you rather, Jim, be stuck on a broken ski lift or in a broken elevator?
That was the one I was hung on because that's very tough. I mean, you think about if you're stuck in a ski lift.
You got to think about heights.
You're probably 50 foot, 100 foot in the air. I mean, I fell 22 feet myself out of a tree. So there, I got a little thing about heights. But then you got the same thing going on with an elevator. If you're stuck in there, you don't really, if you got any, I don't have any claustrophobic, but it's kind of that fear of not knowing, you know. So I would say I would probably choose the elevator over the being 50 foot in the air, just sitting there hanging out.
And no seatbelt, on the ski lift.
Right.
It's just like a little chair.
Right.
I probably am going to go ski lift.
Right.
Because just for the breeze.
Oh, the breeze. If
just
you're going down, you're going to go with a breeze.
Yeah, that's right, just for the oxygen. But, yeah, that would be a tough one. That's a pretty tough call. For your birthday, would you rather receive cash or gifts?
I had to think about that one a little bit as well. I would probably say gifts because a person had to put a little effort into that and be personal about who they bought it for. If you just gave me cash, then I kind of feel, I don't know, I won't say as personable, but I kind of feel like you didn't put a lot of effort there. You just.
I would much rather open a gift.
Yeah.
And then just get a card with some money in it.
Right.
Now, granted, I take money.
Now there is one caveat I'd like to say to that is when you're dealing with somebody that's got everything, it is kind of hard to shop for those people,
True.
So sometimes you're forced to have to get a gift card or something. At least get it from one of their stores they like shopping at so that you let them go pick what they want.
Well, if they got everything, I mean, they probably, the last thing would want was more money.
Well,
to buy stuff.
There you go.
So,
I mean, that's the Pritchards, Brett, and when you got everything.
This is true. What else could what else do you need? All right, one more. Let's see. Let's pick a good one here. Would you rather be the most popular person at work or school or the smartest?
I would say if I'm going off of work, I'd probably like to be the smartest because I'm probably the highest paid guy in the room. If I'm at school, I'm a typical high school kid. I want to be the most popular.
Yeah. that always seemed to work out pretty well, at least at the time. Maybe not for long term, but for the short term.
Oh, it was great. I mean, for the short term, everybody paying you attention.
It's working.
Class clown, people laughing at you. It was
True.
great until you met your dad and you got in trouble. Then it was a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, there you go. We'll go ahead and take one final break. We'll be back with more and one final segment right after this.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
So, you finally got the boat, ATV, or side-by-side of your dreams, huh? Then make it yours with marine-grade audio that'll provide crisp, high-quality sound that's loud enough to be heard Whether you're cruising on the lake or hitting a mud hole, come see Steve at the Car Stereo Shop in Auburn, so you'll be ready to crank up the volume. Whoa, but wait, you don't have to pull out of the water and trailer it to Auburn. The Car Stereo Shop can handle all of your work at any one of the Lake Martin marinas.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City.
At Russell Medical, we're proud of our exceptional nurses, like Nurse Brandy Worthy. Brandy represents the selfless, compassionate clinical leader patients expect and coworkers admire. Brandy was recently honored with the Nightingale Award for Nursing Excellence for her high standards, sound judgment, and caring manner. Her passion for her profession inspires us all.
Being a nurse is not just what you do, it's who you are. I'm proud to be a part of the nursing team at Russell Medical. We are the link between all hospital services, providing you with exceptional, personalized care.
If you're tired of the same old and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City.
Talladega Outdoors in Talladega is your authorized Kawasaki sale and service center. Your home for Bad Boy mowers and Kimco scooters, four-wheelers, and side-by-sides. Rather for hunting, land management, or recreation, they have the ride for you. But they are also everything outdoor with full lines of accessories and is now your area workwear and boot store, along with kayaks and outdoor accessories. Talladega Outdoor, Highway 21 in Talladega. Everything outdoor and Alabama's #1 Kawasaki dealer.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of Sports Blitz Live on this Tuesday evening. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us tonight. We will be back on the air in the morning or at noon, whatever you prefer, 12 o'clock, 12 to 1. Me and JJ will be with you talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics. Tune us in each and every weekday and spend your lunch hour with us. Hopefully maybe Jim will be joining us from time to time, and we'll get his thoughts on everything going on with Auburn. But the World Series, something we didn't have a chance to touch on too much tonight, but the Super Regionals wrap up. We talked a little bit about the Stanford-Texas game and how it ended. There were several ones that were series that ended up really, really competitive and a lot of fun. The Oral Roberts-Oregon one was very fun to watch. Oral Roberts ends up in the World Series since, I think it's the first time since the 60s or the 50s or something.
It's been forever.
It's been quite a while. So now you got the bracket set up. Bracket number 1, you got TCU and Oral Roberts. You got Florida and Virginia on Friday. Who do you like staying in the winner's bracket?
The TCU matchup, I followed them pretty good, and I think TCU's got a good chance to continue doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
I like the Florida matchup well for that Virginia because they got it's not Calzada. He's what's the pitcher and hitter that's hitting like 30 home runs?
Yeah, it's something like Caglione.
Caglione, that's what it is. Yeah, they got him, and he's playing lights out. I see Florida jumping into that bracket. I see that being a Florida TCU game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Virginia's good. Oral Roberts is good, but everybody's good when you get to the World Series.
Yeah.
And everybody's playing well, but really Florida.
Yeah, when you throw ace on ace,
really,
I think
really
that
well.
Florida's ace is going to overcome Virginia's ace.
In the other half of the bracket number 2, you got Wake Forest, the #1 team in the country, who really
took out Alabama pretty rough.
I mean, the first game was tight, 5-4.
Yeah.
Second game, they hit 9 home runs, scored 22 runs.
I think they're still hitting home runs.
Yeah. Wake Forest will take on Stanford, who had a very exciting finish to their matchup we talked about earlier. Then you got LSU and Tennessee, a all-SEC matchup in the bottom half there. LSU playing about as well as they were early in the year as the number 1 team in the country. Tennessee had all they wanted from Southern Miss, but got it done in the end in Hattiesburg. So what about this side?
I'm going to say that LSU is going to continue rocking on, doing what they're doing. And then you're probably looking at, gosh, I don't know. I'm trying to think. What was that other matchup?
Wake and Stanford.
Wake, because Wake's number 1 in the country. They've played like it all year. They've never really had that letdown that other teams have let down. They've been pretty steady. But now if you go off of what you said earlier, if everybody was paying attention, the number 1 team in the country has never finished the deal.
Yeah.
So at some point they're going to have a letdown. Is it game 1?
Or you could say they're due.
They're due. Well, that was what I was going to say about Tennessee, because if you fall back to last year, Tennessee was number 1 in the country and come in there and got the wheels knocked off.
Didn't even make the World Series.
Yeah. So the wheels come off. So maybe this is Tennessee's year to put it together.
All right. Well, I mean, you got one team that you're riding here that you'd like to see win it all?
If I rode it to the end, it'd be LSU.
Okay.
Because they've got the pitcher. I mean, they've got one guy that's lights out on every Friday night. He Skeens. Yeah. They're hitting missiles every time they come to the plate, you know. And the word on the street is they're buying every player they can buy. So, you know, they've
coming into the year, people said this may be the best LSU team, talent-wise, they've ever had.
Correct. Yeah, I would agree.
Now, they've had some really good teams. They've won a lot of World Series. So, do they play together as a team? You know, I think so, but they kind of faltered down the stretch a little bit and lost to Auburn in Auburn.
Right.
But I'm with you. I wouldn't mind seeing, how about a Florida LSU best out of 3 to finish this thing off?
I think that's probably the projection that should happen, really, because the SEC is without a doubt the strongest baseball conference there is.
Yeah.
Top to bottom.
Now, having said that, it'll be Wake and Virginia. But that's just kind of the way it goes. That's going to pretty much wrap it up for this evening, unless you got a grievance. You know, one final opportunity.
I don't have a grievance. I'm actually pretty excited.
You don't seem like a grievance kind of guy.
I thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to come out and hang out with a superstar like yourself, and maybe you guys invite me back sometime. You should feel privileged for sure. We thank you all of you out there for joining us for the 2 hours tonight. Again, we'll be back on the air tomorrow at noon. Be sure to join us then. Thank you so much for being with us. He is Jim Hardy. I'm Andy Graham. So long for now, everybody. We'll talk again soon.
So you want to build a home? Build the home you want with America's Home Place. Choose from over 150 floor plans, then personalize. Tile backsplash for granite countertops? Done. A spacious bathroom you've always dreamed of? You got it. Choose every detail, floors, cabinets, even the paint color.
How about electric lime?
Can't decide? Relax. At America's Home Place, we take care of it all. It's your home. Own it. America's Home Place.
Are you looking for something really good for lunch? Are you tired of the same old fast food? Well, go to Buck's. Get a meat and 2 sides or a meat and 3 sides for the best deal in town. Buck's always serves up the best food, including fried chicken, wings, hamburger steaks, catfish, shrimp, and yes, of course, the famous Buck Cheeseburger Basket. And Buck's has dinner specials too. So if it's your turn to cook dinner, Buck's will be glad to do it for you. We appreciate your business and look forward to serving you.
Have you met your local Farmers Insurance agent, Patrick Holina? He proudly serves Tallapoosa County and Alexander City families and businesses and is ready to review your existing policies or provide a no-obligation quote today. Call the Holina Agency at 256-234-0037 or stop in today at 704 Commerce Drive to get smarter about your insurance. Again, that's the Holina Agency, 256-234-0037.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Coastal Construction Design is the area's storm specialist experts and offers free roof inspections absolutely free to assess your needs. Their roofing experts get your home or commercial needs handled from start to finish. They have worked with all major insurance sources for decades, and they are permitted and approved for Lake Martin. Coastal Construction Design also handles exterior restoration, including siding and gutters. They are also a GAF certified contractor. Visit coastalconstruction.pro or call 251-215-3429. Coastal Construction Design. All things roofing from start to end.
There's nothing like a brand new truck. From Sarah Automotive, new Honda Ridgelines from $349 a month, Ford Rangers from $357 a month, and Nissan Frontiers from $379 a month. One of the largest truck selections in Alabama. Plus, you get a lifetime warranty, no charge, engine, powertrain, and more. There's nothing like a brand new truck. From Sarah Honda, Sarah Ford, and Sarah Nissan, serving Alabama since 1981.